Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Now, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, either on the radio dial in Mississippi or through one of our online affiliates around the world. We're excited to welcome back to our program today bestselling author Andrew Solomon. I had an opportunity to speak with him with his book, Far and Away. He's out with a brand new book now called Far from the Tree. It's a young adult edition of his best-selling book, How Children and Their Parents Learn to Accept One Another, Our Differences Unite Us. And I think that is one of the big messages for all of us. One of the great things that Andrew does in this book is really takes us through some situations that isolated we might feel as though we can't relate to. But as he's able to talk to individuals about what they're going through and the experience, we're able to see how we can all kind of relate to where they are, but also see how we can be able to move forward. We'll talk to Andrew about how the book came about and what he hopes readers are able to take away from it. Andrew, hello to you, and welcome back to the program.
What a thrill to be here. Thank you so much for having me on.
Oh, the pleasure is definitely on mine. You know, when I was reading this book, Andrew, the thing that kept coming to mind is that, as I said, the way you have it broken down, you address different things that people may go through, individuals that you were able to interview and to kind of connect with. What was it like for you to kind of share this thread of how, no matter what we're going through, the thread of we all are kind of united through our difficulties?
Well, the book looks at how families respond and how kids respond to situations in which the kid has a really striking difference. So deaf people, dwarves, people with disabilities, people who commit crimes, people who are transgender, all kinds of situations and how families wrap their minds around them. And what I found is that if you think in each case, well, I only have something in common with other families who've got kids who have the exact same situation that I have or that my kid has, you're looking at a narrow part of humanity. But the reality is that there is no parent who hasn't sometimes looked at his or her kid and thought, what planet do you come from? And the story of this book is really about how much everyone has in common and how dealing with the sense that our parents don't understand us or that our kids are different from us is a universal experience.
Exactly. One of the big things for me when I was reading the book, Andrew, and the two that really struck me were disabilities and also crime. And, of course, those two may seem, again, like they, don't necessarily have any connection. But one of the things that you do, especially in crime, is you talk to Sue Klebold, who we know that you worked with on her book. We had an opportunity to speak with Sue about her own journey and what happened with her son. When you address this in the book, one of the big things that really stood me is that, thinking about the way that she felt after the tragedy, one of the things that she said to you was that she felt as though God had almost died after the tragedy. That is something that I think is a recurring theme for many people because they feel as though, for one, either there's something that they have done, or something that they're unable to do. What was it like for you to kind of think about that as you were kind of interviewing individuals and kind of getting inside their own personal journeys?
Well, it was a very moving experience getting inside the lives of all these people. What I found was that a lot of them, when they found out that their child had some kind of difference or disability or was a prodigy and was exceptional in some way, but a lot of them, when they were confronted with how different their kids were, felt totally alienated. And for some, there was a feeling, for those who were oriented toward religion, that they had to rethink their relationship to God, and some questioned the very existence of God. What I found was that over time, most of them realized how deeply they loved their children, that these children who the world at large was saying, your child is evil, your child is damaged, your child is not a child worth loving, most of them ended up getting very attached to their kids. And I often say that we not only take care of our children because we love them, but also love them because we take care of them. And the process of taking care of kids who are so different often causes families to more or less fall in love with their kids. And the process of being cared for, even by families they find alien, often allows kids to find a relationship to their parents and, by extension, a relationship to faith or God or whatever else there is that's out there.
Right, and I think that's the big thing. I mentioned that you and I first connected, Andrew, with your book, Far and Away. We had a chance to be able to speak about it. Have you found that for you, when it comes to sharing that, and I mentioned this actually in my review for the book, Far from the Tree, that you have a way of being able to draw us into not only the narrative of the experience that you're going through, but also the individuals' lives that you are chronicling. When did you realize that this was something that you had the ability to be able to do, Andrew, to not only to share your own personal journey, but also to let us into the journeys of others?
Well, I should say that what's coming out now is a young adult version of Far From the Tree, and my big hope is that I will be able to do that communicating with a whole younger generation of people who are in the middle of reconciling themselves to or figuring out their relationship to their families rather than simply to families who are at the far end of it. I mean, I always like listening to people, and I grew up with a sense of being different, and over the years, that experience ended up informing my ability to listen to other people in other families and listen to the struggles that they have moving toward acceptance.
Yeah, and I think that's it. And I think acceptance is such a big part of this book, Andrew, and I hope our audience really takes that in. Again, everyone, best-selling author Andrew Solomon has been back with us. His new book is the young adult edition of Far From the Tree, How Children and Their Parents Learn to Accept One Another. Our Differences Unite Us. And there are so many differences, I think, that Andrew shows in this book that does kind of bring us all together. And again, getting to know one another, as Andrew's gotten to know the individuals he chronicled, I think, will also help us in that regard as well, to get to know individuals instead of judging them. The book is available through our friends at Amazon.com, of course, or through your favorite bookstore. If they don't have it, they'd be more than happy to order it for you. Andrew, how can our audience stay connected with you?
I have a website at andrewsolomon.com. It's got a contact form. You can always write to me at andrew@andrewsolomon.com, and I'd love to talk to people about their experiences of difference, their experiences of love, how they've built families, how they've come to love the families and the kids they have, how they've come to reconcile with and even celebrate parents who at first didn't know what to make of them.
Well, thank you so much, Andrew, for the time. I know it's a busy time for you, and looking forward to our next conversation together.
I'm looking forward to it, too. Thanks a million.
Hey, you're more than welcome. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. If you all came in late, you missed part of the conversation with Andrew, don't worry. Thanks to our online friends, you all can catch the replay right after we go off the air. The link is already available through our social media site. So head over to Facebook.com/Cyrus Webb or go over to Twitter.com/Cyrus Webb. If you click on the link there, you can listen to the show completely for free and share with your friends from there, too. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Make sure you take out time to enjoy some good music as well as a great book. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live today. You all make it a great one.